and we have to go over to Chicago, where this Memorial Day weekend we had again a massive teen takeover that ended up turning violent, leaving 5 police officers injured after an 18-year-old plowed into a crowd.
Not only did multiple teenagers end up in the hospital as a result of a large gathering, we know there were many on different parts of the west side overnight. 5 Chicago police officers were also sent to the hospital after a car drove through one of those crowds.
There's a large teen gathering.
Calls we heard over police scanner radio giving a look into what Chicago police were up against in the middle of the night near Loomis and Roosevelt.
We've got about 100 teens dispersing south of Roosevelt and Loomis.
Large groups of teenagers in the street, this time on the west side.
This car just ran through a whole crowd of Chicago police officers.
This video posted to social media shows the moments after a driver went through a crowd of people, including police officers.
They get 3 ambulances over there. Officer was struck.
Police say 5 officers were taken to the hospital, an 18-year-old man arrested after driving a blue sedan in the wrong direction, eventually crashing into a pole and then a fence.
The accountability mechanism.
Today, Mayor Brandon Johnson reacting to a violent weekend so far.
These unauthorized gatherings, as we have indicated multiple times, that they can be dangerous. And in this case, we saw the manifestation of that danger.
Within the same hour those officers were injured, gunshots rang out, while other Chicago police officers were near Washtenaw Park. Police say they found 4 gunshot victims there, 3 girls, 1 18-year-old, 2 16-year-olds. The 4th victim, a boy who is just 14 years old. Police say a male suspect ran off on foot before officers arrived. We captured police on scene walking out with 2 people in handcuffs. Mayor Brandon Johnson saying the accountability cannot just lie with the teenagers in this case.
We need our parents to know where their children are.
We gotta be a little bit more strict at this point. The parents need to understand that they are going to get charged. Something needs to be done because this is out of control. Out of control. How does 100 teens late at night end up just being out and about? Parents don't care where they are. Or maybe they told them they was going out and they just didn't care. But something needs to be done if they're going to cause violence like this. Now, of course, it's not all the teens. We can't just say it's all the teens. But we have to be aware that every time that something like this is taking place, something has gone wrong. Somebody has ended up getting shot. A fight has broken out. So I hate to say it, but the few are going to mess it up for everybody. So we gotta do something. Let's keep going into this.
I know where my son was at 3 o'clock in the morning. After he went to prom, he came home. And we need parents to ensure that their children are coming home.
In connection to the mass shooting that left the 4 teens in the hospital, Chicago police say so far they've made no arrests. Reporting from Chicago Police Headquarters, MS Al-Razai, CBS News Chicago.
No, I'm assuming the 18-year-old arrest, that's something. Let's keep going into this.
Hey there, ladies. Yes, that's exactly right. There have been at least more than a dozen shootings and other violent incidents across the city since Friday night, leaving more than 20 people shot and injured. Now, this all stemmed from either large gatherings, mass shootings involving teenagers, and right now investigators are still trying to find some of the people who are responsible for all of this violence throughout the weekend. Let's take you back to yesterday morning. Sunday morning, it was just after 3 a.m. when Chicago police were called to a large gathering near Roosevelt and Loomis near UIC on the near west side. Calls over police scanner radio captured the chaos as officers worked to break up crowds of teens who were gathered in the street. Chicago police say an 18-year-old driver plowed through a crowd in a blue sedan, injuring 5 Chicago police officers before crashing into a pole and a fence. Within the same hour, gunfire erupted in Washtenaw Park in Little Village. Chicago police say 4 teenagers were shot. That includes a 14-year-old boy, 2 16-year-old girls, and an 18-year-old woman. Investigators say the shooter ran off before officers arrived at that scene. Mayor Brandon Johnson says these large unauthorized gatherings can quickly become dangerous.
We need our parents to know where their children are. I know where my son was at 3 o'clock in the morning. After he went to prom, he came home. And we need parents to ensure that their children are coming home.
What in the world is a 14-year-old doing outside at 3 o'clock in the morning? Come on now. We have to be smarter than this. We have to do better than this. Let's keep going.
And this morning, Chicago police have not announced any arrest in at least several of those shootings as investigators continue to work to find the people responsible.
It's always something. But let's get over into the AI breakdown just to find out a little bit more information about this whole situation. So, as we know, a massive teen takeover happened early Sunday morning on May 24th, and it turned violent in Chicago near the West Side, leaving 5 officers injured after an 18-year-old plowed into a crowd. The incident unfolded around 3:20 a.m. in the 1200 block of South Loomis Street. Hundreds of teenagers had blocked traffic for an unpermitted social media fueled gathering, which local officials described as an after prom party that quickly spiraled out of control. As Chicago Police Department officers moved in to disperse the crowd, an 18-year-old driving a blue sedan drove the wrong way down Roosevelt, striking 5 foot patrol officers before crashing into a squad car and light pole and a fence. Now, I'm assuming he was drunk because crazy. So 5 CPD officers were hospitalized and are in fair condition with non-life-threatening injuries. Police arrested 13 individuals at Loomis Street scenes, including the 18-year-old driver. Officers also recovered a firearm from the suspect's vehicle. The gathering occurred during a broader surge of holiday weekend violence near Little River, and a mass shooting at 3 a.m., wounding 4 teenagers ranging from 14 to 18 years old. Another shooting in Austin left 1 dead and 5 others injured at a separate social media prompted party. So, as we know, Mayor Johnson issued a public statement reminding the community members that unauthorized large gatherings are inherently dangerous. He emphasized that the city must keep creating youth opportunities, but notice that the parental accountability is crucial when kids are out past 2 and 3 a.m. See, yes, I don't know. Should there be things that available for the children to do? Yes, but I thought that there was already stuff available for them to do. There's places for them to go, at least hang out civilizedly. At least we didn't need back in the day. We didn't need things like that. We could just hang out. Hang out. We'd be shooting some basketball, throwing the football around. That would be our day. But I guess kids now needing more city-run programs to help them just, I guess, work off some of that energy, if it's a better way to say it. But we gotta call a spade a spade. We gotta some at some point we gotta have some charges coming. We gotta have something happening if the parents are going to keep them out of control because the city can only do so much. These late at nights, that's 100% up to the parents to let them out and do what they want to do. And if the parents can't control them, someone has to step in and do it, especially if they're going to keep out calls and violence. But let's keep going into this. So, Chicago Fraternity Order of Police President John Cartinez openly criticized city leadership, stating that the officers were lucky to be alive and that the vehicle was used as a deadly weapon. Now, the question is, did he intend to go in there and strike the officers with the car? Was this a drunk? He driving the wrong way. He's super intoxicated. Because those are 2 big details that need to be worked out. And that will tell you what kind of charges the kid needs to get. Or the 18-year-old. He's not a kid no more, 18-year-old. Prior to the holiday, CPD superintendent had canceled officers' day off and increased neighborhood patrols. Local officials are strictly enforcing the city's curfew at 10 p.m. for minors and 12 p.m. At 12 and older on the weeknights. Absolutely crazy, y'all. Let me know your thoughts on this situation, y'all. Let me know how you feel about it. Do you think that the parents need to be charged and stuff like this? Or do you think that the city needs to do more? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?